One player who won't be in action for Kilmarnock today is Andy Millen. He's out through suspension, and if he had his way, he wouldn't be at Rugby Park any longer. Defender Andy Millen cost Kilmarnock just £75,000 from Hamilton. He excelled in his first season and proved to be a real bargain buy. He celebrated Killy's Premier Division survival with the then Tommy Burns Billy Stark management team. They left and Millen immediately regretted that. Alex Totten may be in charge now, but things are clearly not the same for the 29-year-old player.
I just felt that Tommy and Billy had such a good personality that I could get on with, and also the whole boys could get on with. And it was enjoyable going in every day and knowing that Tommy and Billy had things all worked out and we all knew what we were going into.
So there and then things changed for you when they went, Andy?
Yeah, definitely. I had a great rapport with Tommy and Billy, and obviously we've got a new manager now and things have changed slightly. From your point of view, for the worse? Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've got to be honest. Tommy and Billy are obviously a big favourite. A new manager's come in and obviously things are different now.
Millen's defensive skills haven't gone unnoticed. It turns out Celtic under new boss Burns made a bid for him, and the fact that the player wasn't told this immediately has angered him.
I just heard from a friend 2 weeks from the fee was put in, and I was surprised obviously by not hearing from the club herself. So I went in on the Monday morning, I spoke to the manager, and the manager said yes, there was a bid made, but he knocked it back along with the chairman, and obviously I was extremely disappointed.
You feel you should have been told as soon as the bid went in?
Yeah, I feel it's only fair that a player should be told how his future lies, how his future can go, and also with a bid of £350,000, I think it's only fair that I felt it was a fair bid for Kilmarnock to accept.
Millen's contract runs out at the end of this season, and he's in no doubt that come the time he's off, and he's not hiding that from anyone.
I've actually spoke to the chairman and the manager about it, and I've made my feelings clear that I'll be looking for my future elsewhere from Kilmarnock. But as long as I'm at Kilmarnock, they'll always get my best, and I hope the fans understand that. They'll get 110% off me as long as I'm pulling on the blue and white jersey for Kilmarnock.
Well, Killie chairman Bob Fleeting's with me. He's not too happy, is he?
No, I'm saddened actually, because we try to operate here as if it's one big family, and Andy Millen's part of that family, and it's sad that he wants to leave us. The fact that he doesn't want to leave us, obviously, you know, talking about Alec Totten, talking about how good it was when Tommy Burns was here, it wasn't our choice that Tommy Burns and Billy Stark left.
Yeah, you wanted to hold on to them, didn't you?
Yeah, but in Alec Totten we've got a man who, first of all, has got a great eye for picking players, the recent acquisitions, and we've got a good atmosphere here as well. Alec Totten's slotted into it. My brother Jim was here, the same thing. Alec Totten slotted in very well. I'm very disappointed.
But what about what he's saying now, Bob? I mean, shouldn't you have told him right away when Celtic came in for Millen that, you know, a bid was in? Well,
we perhaps get about 2 offers a week for players, and you don't go and tell those players, because how serious these bids are. I think it was only 2 days after Tommy Burns spoke to Alec Totten that Celtic were saying they didn't have any money to spend on players. So we normally say, well, put it in writing before we treat it seriously, and we never received anything in writing anyway. So whether in fact any offer would have been substantiated, whether in fact at that particular moment in time Tommy Burns had money to spend on a player, we don't even know.
I understand what you're saying about the family atmosphere, and you've done well with that here, Bob, but I mean, he's an ambitious lad, Millen. Are you standing in the way of his ambition, maybe?
If someone doesn't want to be at Rugby Park, they shouldn't be here. But whether he comes or goes, it's Alec Totten that decides that. I mean, Alec Totten didn't come to me and say, shall I take this offer or shall I not take it? He came to me and he said, look, I've got a verbal offer, but it's not been substantiated in writing, but a verbal offer from Tommy Burns for $350,000. Now, I didn't say to him, take it. I said, Alec, what do you want to do? He says, I don't want to lose Andy Millen. He says, I'll make him captain, in fact. I don't want to lose him. And I said, well, that's the answer to it. It's
so you're setting your stall out. You want to keep your good players.
Yeah, and as I say, Alec Totten, it's his decision. You know, we're not in some sort of financial crisis or we've got to sell players. Alec Totten, it's his decision. If he'd come and said, look, I can use that $350,000 better somewhere else, I'd have said, well, it's your decision. But he didn't. He came and he said, I want to keep him. And I said, well, Alec, you keep him then.
Okay. You want to beat Celtic today, don't you?
Very much so.
Bob Fleeting especially wants to beat Celtic today.
I think every Kilmarnock fan wants to beat Celtic today.
Yeah.
They want to beat Celtic every time they play them. But this is, you know, the first time here. our new stadium's almost finished. I mean, and
it looks good too.
Oh, fabulous.
Well, listen, thanks for joining us. Okay.
Kilmarnock have put their captain Andy Millen on the transfer list. At the weekend, Millen said in a television interview that he no longer wanted to play for the Rugby Park club, and tonight the directors have agreed and put him up for sale.
Putting his intimate knowledge of the Scottish scene to good use today by making his first raid on the Premier League since taking over at Portman Road. Burley has signed Kilmarnock's central defender Andy Millen on a month's loan with a view to a permanent transfer. Millen's been left out of Alex Totten's plans since he told Extra Time he'd prefer to be playing for his previous manager Tommy Burns. Totten has since offered Millen to Celtic in exchange for striker Willie Falconer, but Celtic failed to respond.
Just in, Andy Millen has finally got his move from Kilmarnock. The defender had talks this lunchtime with Hibs boss Alex Miller and has agreed to go to Easter Road. It's part of a £300,000 deal which sees Billy Finlay move to Rugby Park. The clubs will complete the formalities in the morning.
Between Kilmarnock and Celtic is going to run a bit longer. A three-man arbitration tribunal sat today to discuss Kilmarnock's plea for compensation after losing management pair Tommy Burns and Billy Stark to the Parkhead team, but they've set a date of April the 13th for a final hearing. And the Rugby Park club have today taken delivery of former Scotland under-21 midfielder Billy Finlay from Hibs as part of a deal which takes Killie defender Andy Millen to the Easter Road club.
First transfer news. Kilmarnock defender Andy Millen has joined Hibs with Billy Finlay going in the other direction. A deal worth £300,000.
Well, I feel that Andy gives us the opportunity to bring a player that wants to be a winner. I feel in the past that his previous clubs he's always shown a great determination that he wants to succeed, and I feel we need that at Easter Road at the moment. I'm absolutely delighted that a club of Hibs stature in the Premier League has given us a chance to play here again.
Do you look upon this as a move to a bigger club?
Yeah, I would think so. You'll have to look at what the club has achieved so far this season, and obviously, hopefully there's more to come.
Millen had been frozen out at Kilmarnock for 4 months after clashing with manager Alex Totten.
Well, I think at this stage of the season you get injuries and suspensions, and he's not cup-tied, which gives us a bigger boost in the sense that he'll definitely put pressure on the other players within the team.
So what do you hope to achieve over the next few seasons at Hibs?
Hopefully to be happy, and hopefully to help bring some success to Hibs.